Hi guys, thanks for joining me once again. We are back with Premier League football, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we've also got a very important match for me, Carabao Cup final, where Arsenal at Wembley are going to be facing Manchester City. But I'm going to start with predictions for the Premier League. Let's get those out of the way, and then we are going to speculate about what will happen in the final of the Carabao Cup. And I'm going to do a special preview for that match later. So have a look out for it over the next day or two, probably outside Saturday morning. But yes, so let's get started. On Friday night, we have got Bournemouth versus Manchester United. Now, this match was very exciting. In the first leg, well, the home fixture for Man U was very exciting. I think if I remember correctly, this was a 4-4 draw, one of the games of the season. A lot was happening there, but we had Ruben Amorim and all that nonsense. It's gone now. Michael Carrick is at the wheel. And honestly, I can't see past Manchester United. I am ready to see Manchester United. Why have I got my glasses on? 1 second. That's better. I am ready to see Manchester United lose. I am, but it's not happening. And to be fair, you have to give credit where it's due. I feel and I hope that Carrick gets a chance to continue managing this team next season when he can get his own players in, because I think a lot of the players in that team are very good. They are going to be qualifying for the Champions League the way they are going. So they're going to probably keep it up. I have gone for Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 2 as my prediction. I think Man U will just edge it, basically. To be honest, they might even score 3 because they've got Sesko in there, who is coming up with some important, really good goals as well. That is Friday night's fixtures. On Saturday, we are going to start with the Brighton versus Liverpool game. Now, I've had a bit of, one-sided beef with Brighton, a team I used to really enjoy watching, really used to respect. Their manager really rubbed me the wrong way when he came at Arsenal. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw here. Liverpool qualified, beating Galatasaray resoundingly at Anfield in the Champions League. Arsenal and Liverpool are into the next round of the Champions League, which, to be honest, is pretty good considering how badly everyone else did in the Premier League, conceding 28 goals in just this round of the Champions League. It was disgraceful. But Arsenal and Liverpool are sort of still holding the flag. Let's see what happens. But Brighton, I've gone for 2-2. We all know Liverpool really are not that great in the Premier League. They are doing better. They are coming back. They're showing more flair, more grit. But I still feel like Brighton, their manager, Hezler, they've got this thing as well. He sends his team out. He's got a chip on the shoulder. And I'm hoping that he's going to put up a great fight and give Liverpool something to think about. So 2-2 for this one. And in terms of Everton and Chelsea, now, we played Everton the other day. We beat them 2-0. We barely beat them 2-0. Let's be honest. We played really well, but we're not scoring because those guys can defend. They're aggressive. They can press. And we scored. We had to make lots of changes. Gyökeres came in. Lucky sort of tapping came off. It was a cross from Dalman, and it came off Nkapie's body right into the path of Gyökeres, who slotted it in, and then that Dalman goal and one-on-one, basically open goal thing was beautiful. But I still respect Everton, and they're great. These guys can play. Playing a Chelsea that I feel are like in a transition in terms of like approach, manager, everything hasn't really come together. And you know what? I just got a feeling that Everton at home have got what it takes to beat Chelsea. I think they can do it. So I'm going to go for an Everton win. Leeds versus Brentford. Well, Leeds have done pretty decently in this campaign of the Premier League. Brentford is a team, like their manager, Keith Andrews, he's such a nice guy, but he pretends to be a nice guy. One of these people who, 1 second, one of these people who will be so nice to you while he's planning all sorts of craziness behind you. But okay, so I'll go for a draw on this one. Probably a Leeds win. Either of these teams can win, but let's go for a 1-1 draw. Now let's look at the Sunday fixtures. We've got some big games. We've got some big games. We've got Newcastle, Sunderland. This is a rivalry. Do you remember the last game they played? It was crazy, crazy, crazy. It was so entertaining. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Newcastle win. I feel even though Newcastle got hammered very badly by Barcelona, which is something I saw coming because, the first leg, Barcelona didn't know what to do with the aggressiveness from Newcastle when they were playing at St. James's Park. But I knew the minute they went to Spain, they would not have a chance. They were just floating with the ball. It was hilarious to watch. But in terms of Sunderland, I know it's a very tough match and Sunderland always go there. It's a derby. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Newcastle win. Because Sunderland have really lost their way a little bit. I think they came out and they were really strong and resilient earlier in the season. I think that it's, the reality is starting to catch up to them and they feel pretty safe anyway. In terms of, the other game is Aston Villa versus West Ham. West Ham did really well, did us a huge favor with Mavropanos last weekend where they got a draw against Manchester City. Aston Villa were playing on Thursday evening though, and they went through another English team going through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA League. Is that the UEFA Cup? Yes. Anyway, they're into the quarterfinals. And they're always very good. But because West Ham need that point for survival, they literally can survive this if they play their next 8 games correctly. I am going to go for a 2-2 draw because Aston Villa are probably in the top 5. I think West Ham, they're trying to manage it carefully. If they are careful, they might be able to survive the drop. And with Tottenham basically being Spursy, anything can happen. What West Ham won't want to do is to lose this match. And West Ham have got enough players in that team who know how to play. They can hold out, they can survive. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this case. And then we've got Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, both these guys are relegation battles. Nottingham Forest look good for it. They look like they'll be definitely going down, don't they? I'm going to go for a 2-1 Tottenham win. Personally, I think the performance they put out against Atletico Madrid is going to hold them in good stead, to be fair. I think so. They can take that as some motivation to sort of believe in themselves. Because when you look at that Tottenham team, there's nothing, it's a bit like the Manchester United team, which Amorim couldn't manage effectively. So once they start believing that they can do it, I think they'll be able to get a point out of Nottingham Forest, especially away from home. So let's see how that happens, but I'm going for a 2-1 Tottenham win. Now the big match, Sunday evening, 4:30 p.m, Wembley. Arsenal versus Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. I am going for Arsenal to win this trophy, and I'm going for a 3-0 Arsenal win. And this can only happen if Arsenal basically hold their nerve, if they play the way they've been playing all season, basically not taking any chances, basically controlling the match. We should control every aspect of that game. We should play in periods of the match. Don't just go out and start playing like demons all game. No. Control, which we have been doing perfectly all season, almost perfectly, all season. I think we can do it again. In terms of Manchester City, they basically do not have a very good defense. McGahey has really helped them out a lot. He's coming in the January transfer window, really stabilized them a little bit. And that's why they're still in touching distance in the Premier League, personally, I think. But at the end of the day, in this final, he's not playing because he's cap-tied. Semenyo is going to be a huge problem. So we might have to have that extra. I wish Merino was around, but we might have to have that extra sort of defensive. Basically, Declan Rice is going to be very busy on Sunday. But I'm still going to go for a nice, good win because we should be able to get at least a first goal in the first half. If Manchester City win, it will definitely be something like an added on time, get a draw, go to added on time. But I just can't see it. There's no good reason. I don't think Manchester City is better than Arsenal at the moment in terms of application. The only thing they'll have more experience of is probably winning trophies, which we haven't done for such a long time as a team. So yes, that is I think my final final decision. In my mind, I am confident that Arsenal are going to be winning this match 3-0. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I'm literally not trolling. I basically feel that the way things stand, it's all Arsenal. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And I'll be talking to you soon. And look out for my next video, the preview of the Carabao Cup final that is going to be coming out pretty soon. I'll be talking to you guys, but later. Bye-bye.